Valkia the Bloody, leader of the new Warriors of Chaos Khorne faction, Legion of the Gorequeen. One of 4 brand new campaigns coming with the Champions of Chaos DLC August 23rd. And in this video today, I want to give you a quick spoiler-free overview of Valkia's campaign, starting out by going over her campaign mechanics, skills, tech tree, and then at the end of the video, we'll discuss what her Immortal Empire start is like and answer the question, is this campaign right for you? The goal here is not to give you a full-fledged guide, but rather a breakdown of the campaign from the first turn to give you an idea of whether or not this campaign will fit your playstyle. You can quickly navigate to any part of the video that interests you the most by using the chapters in both the timeline and the description. Also, if you intend on picking up the Champions of Chaos DLC, or COC, coming out and want to support the channel, you can find a link to Creative Assembly's reseller program that will give you a Steam or Epic Game Store key for whichever platform you prefer. Please, only pre-order if you're definitely going to get the game. Feel free to wait for any kind of reviews or the actual launch, as this link will work for 1 week after launch as well. But let's get started here on the new campaign for Valkia. So here we are on turn 1 of Valkia's campaign. Please keep in mind, guys, that this is an early access build of Champions of Chaos, so there's a chance that some of the numbers and figures that you see before you might change by launch on the 23rd. Well, let's take a look at her faction effects and her special mechanics to give you an idea of how this campaign plays. So she gets the faction effect Consort of the Blood God, and this refers to her lore as kind of, well, the consort of the Blood God. You can find the lore for her linked in the upper right hand corner if you want to kind of get an idea for what the lore is like for Valkia. But she has access to bloodletting, which is the special Khorne campaign mechanic that both the Demon Prince and Scarbrand get access to. Campaign movement range plus 15% after winning a battle. Now keep in mind, if you are going to attack a settlement, that after you beat the settlement and you make your decision to occupy, raise, whatever it is, she'll move out of range of the settlement because she has that 15% movement. So what this means is, if you want to, say, raise it, and then in that same turn occupy it or gift it to a vassal, you cannot. It's going to be split across 2 turns, so just keep that in mind. Souls gained from sacrificing captives is increased by 50%, which is crucial to the new Warriors of Chaos mechanics. And then also vassals gain frenzy and spread Khorne corruption, which is again very crucial to the new Warriors of Campaign mechanics, which I have covered in the upper right hand corner. You can find a link to that video, but I pretty much went through all of the new vassalization, the souls, and how they all work themselves out. But in addition to that, we have the Path to Zanbai. That is the unique mechanic for all 4 of the Champions of Chaos, and in their campaigns, the Chaos Realms for everyone else are shut off. You'll get a notification at turn 2 or 3 saying, hey, Ursun's been saved, no one's going to be spelunking through the Chaos Realms anymore, it's just you. And what you need to do is accrue souls. So anytime you get souls, raising something, or raising a settlement, winning a battle, you kill captives as a post-battle option, you get quest reward, however you get souls, it goes towards this meter. Then at 10,000, a rift will open up in your home province to begin a rift network, and you build out that rift network with chaos sigils or rift sigils, and you'll get 2, then 2 more, and then finally 3 as you get to 30 and 50,000 souls accrued. And this will then lead you to the final battle at Zanbai. That is the unique mechanic for all of the Warriors of Chaos. I'm not going to go through it because I don't want to spoil it for you, because it's kind of a fun portion of the story. In addition, you have the same stuff though with the Eye of the Gods, accruing souls, as well as both harvesting and sacrificing them to the respective gods, either undivided or to Khorne in specific, because with Valkia, you'll only have the option to do undivided authority or Khorne authority. That means then if you go to upgrade any of your units, your warband options are either just in the undivided category or marks of Khorne. Keep in mind though, if you do, this is not a guide, but still, if you decide to jump into any of these campaigns, for all 4 of them, do not upgrade your units until the beginning of the 2nd turn, because you'll get a quest that says upgrade 3 of your units using a mark of your respective god. So just save yourself the headache and get the immediate bonus to your treasury if you just wait 1 turn. Now, also, we get a special tech tree, which we'll go into in just a little bit, and special, well, not necessarily special gifts of God, of Chaos, but only the Khorne and undivided gifts of Chaos, which again, we'll show off in just a little bit here. Let's now move, though, into a discussion about Valkia's stats and skills, as well as quest items. Here we have Valkia's stat line, and as you can see, she is very very tanky at 100 armor, 80 leadership, 95 speed. She's got some wings, quite literally. 54 melee attack though, not the highest, but in 55 melee defense with 400 weapon strength. That is AP and anti-large, 300 armor piercing damage, as well as 20 bonus versus large, which is very juicy, and a 50 charge bonus. She can of course fly. She has the Mark of Khorne, which is going to give her a frenzy passive ability, as we all know, increases her spell resistance but reduces her melee defense. That is the trade-off to the Mark of Khorne. Frenzy though has all these lovely juicy abilities, which are not represented in her stat tree until she jumps into a combat. Also, she gets Gaze of Khorne as a special ability here, which means every ally in a 35-meter radius gets a base weapon damage increase and AP weapon damage increase of 5%, which is pretty damn nice, as well as 4 leadership. So she has a trait though, the Gorequeen, which gives us the Gaze of Khorne ability, as well as campaign movement range plus 35% after enemies retreat from battle. So it helps you really chase down any of the wily AI. Now she has campaign effects that are applied from her skills, so let's go through some of those. Now everything on her is the same with her red line and her blue line. The red line, of course, is now divided up between demonic and non-demonic units. I'm just going to quickly hover over these to show these off. Spare you some time if you've already seen it. But this then culminates in rally and then fight or die. Now for her blue line, she gets driven by rage, all of the normal blue things here. Unholy resilience, again, normal. All this is normal, but they now have all Warriors of Chaos champions get Devoted of Chaos, which gives souls gained from battle at 10% starting at rank 2, capping at 15%, and then increased experience gain plus 20% for fighting against forces of order, which is very nice because she will be dealing with tons of those, even more so than Village at the beginning of his campaign. You're just surrounded by a lot of order to your south, so you have a lot of choices to jump into that. Now also with the red line, everything is totally normal here. Foe Seeker and Deadly Onslaught, but her unique skills are really the big ones we want to see. Bringer of Glory. Now her real big focus is on Chaos Marauders. Every single one of the champions has a specific focus on a specific style of unit. Say for example Village, he focuses on Forsaken and Spawn. But for Valkia, she really does up Marauders, and that's really good, and I'm going to explain why. So she gets Queen of the Schwarzwolf. Now this will, isn't that Schwarzwolf? Yeah, I think so. Dark Wolf, is that what it is? And this is going to give her Vanguard deployment for Chaos Marauders, Warriors, and Chosen. Diplomatic relations with Norska, also Alliance gain, as well as Vanguard deployment for herself. Risen again with Vigor loss reduction, wound recovery time. Scorn of the Coward, which gives passive ability Wrath of Khorne. Look at this thing. Damage 256, 70% AP, happens in a 3 meter radius around her, and it happens. I don't really know how to best describe this, but it goes off if she's in combat every 15 seconds or 3 seconds. I think that's it. I think that's the way I want to talk about it. It's a passive ability, so it goes off automatically. You don't have to actually click it, is what I'm trying to say. But physical resistance 10%, ambush of defense chance plus 25%, and then Blood Raven, going to give her income post-battle loot, as well as Sword Maiden of Khorne, which gives her Gore Feast, which is a lovely ability to regen when she's in combat. Khorne Authority 2, and attribute Demonic. She gets the Chosen Destroyer ability, which is the new, not specific, but the authority bonus that every single Chaos Lord gets, but if they've dedicated to a specific god, it gives them that god's authority and a reduction to the antithesis. So you can see Slanesh Authority is a reduction here in these 3 standard ones. So with her kind of focus on Chaos Marauders, she's really going to be focusing on the technology and all the boons towards Marauders, because if you get high rank Marauders, like this really quick, just real fast, you can just go ahead and progress them up into Warriors at you're right. You can progress them up to Warriors at rank 5. So you have this ability to make a lot of units that are Marauders and have them just go into all these other things, because you get so many different benefits to Marauders across buildings, across all this stuff, and it's a really, really great way to just try to corner that market. And we'll talk about that in a little bit when I go over this kind of a general campaign overview here. But back to her skills. We have her quest items. She has far more than most of the other lords, with Scarlet Armor giving her a huge reduction to base weapon damage and AP around her of minus 10%, which has a cascading effect that increases as long as she stays into close combat. Armor and corruption, Khorne corruption, as well as ward save increase. Now for the Demon Shield, it has the ability Demon Shield, which is a 13-second invulnerability. Help with a leadership reduction to Slaanesh, upkeep minus 20% for Khorne demon units, melee defense, character or a leadership effect, and 25% to the size. Then Spear of Sleipnir here is going to give us a big, brutal wind attack, which is quite nice, as well as Khorne Authority, income post-battle, AP damage, and bonus versus large. So her bonus versus large becomes 30 after she gets the Spear of Sleipnir. So she is quite the beast across so many skills, across so many things. And the nice thing about her is, of course, she has wings, and I guess we'll talk about that more in the general campaign overview. But let's look really quick at the technology tree. Looking at the technology tree, we now get the new technology tree for any of those specific God-related Warrior of Chaos lords. All the generic ones have like a different tree than this. So you can see she starts off with Searing Branding Iron, allowing her to brand units the Mark of Khorne. And this will just kind of expand out into bonuses towards those gifted units. Say, for example, here we were looking at this with Tzeentch. This would be physical resistance, but with Khorne, this is a bonus towards weapon strength. Up to Scarred Wings, which is the every single one of the 4 has a different bonus or passive ability for aspiring champions that would kick off right here. Or another example here would be Builder of Glory. Every single one of the 4 has a bonus towards military buildings here. Tzeentch gives a research bonus, but Khorne gives an income effect bonus for Dark Fortress military buildings. So you'll see a lot of these technologies have been just duplicated across the way, but they just have God-specific emphasis because this is a character that's dedicated to Khorne. And I'm going to go all the way over here to Warhorn, just to show off these abilities, and just kind of quickly hovering over some of these here. Sword Maiden, just to give you an idea of what this technology tree looks like for Valkia. And just go ahead and pause the video and look back at all these really quick. I think I just hovered over to all of them. Here's Bloody Blade, that, this, and that. So what's really cool here is you get Scrutiny of the Dark Gods, unit experience gain plus 25% for Marauders, upgrades gift Raider's Raiment. So this kind of falls back on what I was talking about, with her emphasis being very much so on Marauders. So if we jump over to our Gifts of Chaos, which is next, we can see that she only has the ability to give either Khorne or Undivided Gifts. And this is going to give us plenty of gifted units, income from post-battle, character experience. All the typical gifts you get from Khorne are right here. So what's juicy here, though, is you can do this in Raider's Raiment. So unit experience gain plus 25% if you have that technology unlocked. We add that to our slot, and we do this. So Marauders will get 50% more experience right here from Scrutiny of the Dark Gods after like turn 4. Then she starts with this Frozen Landing right next to her, which gives her recruitment cost minus 10% for Chaos Marauder units. So there are just so many ways to stack Marauders with Valkia, which is just very fun and very cool, and just pretty flavorful because that is part of her lore. So now that we've kind of talked about all this, let's go into a quick kind of overview of this campaign to give you an idea of how it plays in the Chaos realm, or the Realm of Chaos campaign map. And we'll open up that discussion by taking a look really quick at the Path to Glory here. All of your characters can only take access to the Mark of Khorne, as you would expect with the Boons of Chaos. Remember that, and when you do devote them, their rank will become half the rank of their previous form, and all skills will be reset. So just keep that in mind. Any active boons are also reset as well because they are changed. So looking at this campaign for Valkia, we see a campaign that is very close to Kugoth, right? He's right there. Village starts right here. The Demon Prince is right over here. So you're around a lot of big pivotal chaos characters. So you have a pretty nice amount of allies you can try and jump into. But what you do have is a very lovely opponent in some dwarfs right here. Probably your next option for Dark Fortress, and access to the gemstones, which is actually not that crucial for you because it gives you Winds of Magic. But what I like about this campaign is you definitely have a bit different of a campaign than, say, the Demon Prince or the Village, where you really are stacked up against Order. I can go east over here and jump into the Darklands if I want. I can go north and contend with Kugoth if I so wish, or I go west, knock out some dwarfs, and have a hell of a time. Now, as you would imagine with Valkia, this is a very aggressive campaign in a way that is to be expected. Village's campaign surprised me that it was so much more aggressive than I expected for Village, but Valkia is just a non-stop rampage machine, just like Skarbrand, which, again, you would expect. What's nice here is that she's flying very fast and is just an alpha beatdown monster. She can just swoop in, do tons of damage, and then get out as fast as she can. So she shares that capability with Azazel, but ultimately I find her to be a little bit more stalwart in her ability to break in and out of things, because she can put invulnerability on herself when she ranks up fast enough, and she can take down any large lord so fast, so fast. So when you jump into, say, maybe Kugoth or any of these ogre lords right over here, you're just going to take off so quickly. I think that if you want a campaign that is not focused on any kind of central growth or big core mechanic, like, say, changing of the ways or summoning things or manipulating your vassals, and you just want to kind of paint the map quite literally red, much like Skarbrand's, Valkia is going to be the one for you. And Valkia's campaign, much like Skarbrand's, is very fun because you just don't have to deal with a bunch of superfluous stuff. You're just pretty much trying to kill things. So a lot of the same beats from Skarbrand are taken into Valkia, and you can really just focus on boosting up one vassal rather than having multiple vassals, because sure, while it's great to have multiple vassals for some of the other lords, Valkia wants to do the killing herself. So it kind of detracts from her playstyle to build out this huge vassal network. Let's move over to Immortal Empires to take a look at what that's like. The Immortal Empires chart for Valkia is up in the northwestern portion of the map, all the way over here. And she's pretty much, I don't want to say on her own, because Malekith is right there, Hellebron is right there, Grombrindal is right like around here. So she's got plenty of things to contend with. But by and large, this whole northern expanse can really just be hers. She can jump to each one of these and take them, vassalize them, all that fun action. Because remember, if you take this location for the Warriors of Chaos and then you vassalize these guys, this whole thing is considered your secured province. And that is quite nice because she can just quickly push down to this region and fight into Grombrindal, fight into Malekith or Hellebron. So it's a very scrappy start, but what I like about it is you can kind of connect over, where is it? Around over here with Sigvald. You've got Nakari, which is right over here, and you get Be'lakor right there. So there are quite a few, and Tarox is right around here or so, give or take, right around there, give or take. So you get a lot of really fun people to ally with if you so wish, but I think what makes this campaign pretty interesting is that, like Villages, you're in a corner, so you don't have to worry about anything. Just reap to the south or to the east in whatever direction you want and have fun. I think that both her and Village have the best of the 4 Immortal Empire starts of the new Champions of Chaos, because they just have whatever they want at their disposal and they're not as directly threatened, because no one starts right on their back and they don't have to worry about being attacked from a direction that they didn't choose to go. If I go south or east, no one's coming from the north or west. So it's a very nice way to kind of just expand how you so wish with Valkia and have the most fun in Nagaroth as you could possibly imagine. Let's now kind of go over both campaigns in tandem to answer a question that we've already kind of answered in the video so far. Now that we've talked about everything, the question remains, is this campaign right for you? And honestly, we looked at Village and we looked at how Village's campaign is very aggressive, but it's also very similar to the Demon Prince. You're going through a lot of those same steps, same hooves, as it were. But with Valkia, you have a playstyle that is somewhat similar to, or a geographic location that is somewhat similar to Kugoth, but you get a lot more of an ability to not deal with things as much as Kugoth. You kind of already start up against Skarbrand or up against Kairos, which is both just very close to where you are. But with Valkia, you can expand east, south, west. You can even jump across and go closer to Kugoth if you so wish. And I feel like you're not really as pushed up against things, which I find to be very enjoyable for a very aggressive campaign. Much like Skarbrand, Scarbrand's very close to Nakari and Kugoth, but he's close because he can burn his way there so fast. And you get that same mechanic with Valkia. You can rip through the dwarfs. I knocked the dwarfs out in like 6 turns, 8 turns, because she just is so quick to move from location to location because of those post-battle campaign movement bonuses, especially the quests that help you with your post-battle movement. So if you want to play a campaign that is just a non-stop rampage with not a whole ton of other mechanics linked into it, or a whole bunch of concern with vassals or winds of magic or transporting and teleporting and dealing with plagues, then trust me, Valkia is going to be fun. I think it's arguably more fun than Scarbrand. Scarbrand has the advantage of being able to auto settle places you settle. Auto settle places you raise. But with the Warriors of Chaos mechanic, you can just hand it off to a vassal and you never have to worry about it. So Valkia is definitely the campaign for you if you want to burn your way through all of Total War Warhammer 3's Chaos Realm, or a Realm of Chaos, or Immortal Empires campaigns. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching here today. If you have any questions or concerns about the campaign, anything I did not answer, by all means, just go ahead and let me know in the comment section below. We'll be covering Festus and Azazel next, probably closer to the weekend, but I'll be covering a stream of Village on the channel. It'll be going live at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard pretty much all week. But as always, thank you so much for watching here today. Have a good one and take care.